I've lived in both Rockledge and Melbourne. I'm gonna be honest, the city I thought I'd fall in love with was a complete surprise. Everyone debates quiet suburbs versus a buzzing city, but the real story is about the housing costs and what your money actually buys you. In this video, I'm gonna be breaking down which of these Space Coast cities is truly the better place to call home. So, you're thinking about moving to Florida's Space Coast. You've seen the rocket launches, the gorgeous beaches, and you're drawn to this weird, cool mix of high-tech and laid-back beach life. But now comes the big question, where exactly do you move? And two names pop up over and over again. Melbourne and Rockledge. I mean, on the surface, it seems easy. I mean, think about it. Melbourne is bigger, more energetic, and Rockledge, just north of it, is the older, quieter, more suburban sibling. I've wrestled with this exact decision and spent some real time living in both places. I went to high school in Rockledge and I went to college in Melbourne. I walked in with all the same assumptions you probably have right now. I thought I knew which one fit my lifestyle and which would be friendlier to my wallet. But let me tell you, the reality on the ground is way more complicated, and frankly, it's more interesting than you think. This isn't just a list of stats. I'm gonna share my own experience and back it up with hard numbers to give you the real story. We're gonna get into the lifestyle and the vibe, the actual housing costs, and what to do on a Friday night. And last but not least, what the daily commute really feels like. And by the end of this, you know exactly which city is the right fit for you. Let's start with the vibe, that feeling you get just by driving through town. This is where Rockledge and Melbourne are worlds apart. I'm born and raised in Brevard County, and Melbourne always had that stigma of being more active, right? So naturally, Melbourne was calling my name as I got older. It just had that it factor. With a population of over 87,000 people, it feels like the region's urban center. And mind you, there is a real energy down here. You don't just get one downtown, you get two. You get the artsy O'Galley Arts District and the buzzing main downtown Melbourne, which is packed with restaurants, bars, and breweries. And back in those days, my weekends were a blur of farmers markets, street festivals, and live music. I love the idea of being able to walk out my door and within minutes have a bunch of dinner options. And also the beaches, a quick 10-minute drive and my toes were in the sand. That felt like the ultimate Florida dream. That's why I never left. Now Melbourne felt young, dynamic, and full of possibilities. It was the city life I was sure I wanted, but after a while, I started seeing the other side of the coin. The city buzz can easily become city noise. I mean, the traffic is noticeably heavier and the neighborhoods feel tighter. Think of it like this. Melbourne is a great song playing on the radio all the time, but sometimes you want to be the one to control the volume. That's when I really started to take a look at Rockledge. Historically, Rockledge is Brevard County's oldest city, and it has a quiet dignity about it. With a population of over 31,000 people, the difference in scale hits you immediately. Driving through Rockledge feels like taking a deep breath. The streets are lined with huge, mature oak trees, dripping with Spanish moss. You see more single-family homes, and they also have big backyards as well. It has that suburban feel that real estate agents talk about all the time. But what it really means to me is that you have room to breathe. Instead of a buzzing downtown, Rockledge's social life revolves around the serene Indian River. The lifestyle is all about water, but in a totally different way than Melbourne's beach scene. Here, it's about kayaking at sunrise, fishing off a quiet dock, or just watching dolphins from a riverfront park. The vibe is pure old Florida. Less hustle, more of a slow, deliberate pace. It's a town of events like Food Truck Fridays where everybody shows up. A huge piece of this is the community and safety aspect. Rockledge has a great reputation for being a safe, family-friendly town with low crime rates. This is the kind of place where kids still ride their bikes down the street and neighbors actually know each other. While Melbourne isn't a dangerous city, it's a bigger city, and with that comes more complex urban issues. The difference felt like this. Melbourne is a busy airport terminal, full of energy and people going places. And Rockledge is a quiet, comfortable lounge, where you know your staff by name. All right, let's talk about the number one factor for most people, and that's money, specifically housing. This is where my assumptions got completely flipped upside down. So my logic is simple. Melbourne is the bigger city with more to do, so it has to be more expensive. Rockledge is the quiet suburb, so it must be cheaper, right? Well, it's not that simple, and I'll tell you why. Let's look at Rockledge first. Recent data puts the median home values there somewhere around the $393,000 mark. But here's the twist. Many people moving here also looking at the master plan community of Viera, which is famously pricey and is right next door. Rockledge has become the go-to spot for people priced out of Viera, but who still want to be near its A-rated schools and shopping. You can find beautiful single-family homes in the 300s and 400,000 mark, and these homes often have much larger lots. Now let's talk about rent. The average rent for an apartment in Rockledge hovers around $1,568 a month, which is surprisingly reasonable and often tracks below the national average. So while buying a home might look pricey on paper, renting could be a pretty good deal. This is where Melbourne comes in and messes with your expectations. Some data shows that housing in Melbourne can actually be about 5% less expensive than in Rockledge as a whole. Recent market trends show an average home value in Melbourne around $350,000, which is clearly lower than Rockledge. So what's going on? Here's the best analogy I can give you. Imagine buying a car in Rockledge. The dealership almost exclusively sells SUVs and minivans. The average price is higher because you're buying bigger vehicles with more space. And in Melbourne, the dealership sells everything: compact cars, sports cars, sedans, and also SUVs. This mix of smaller, less expensive cars brings the average price of the lot down, even though the same exact SUV might cost the same at both dealerships. Now, the bang for your buck is just measured differently. In Rockledge, the housing market is dominated by single-family homes, most with those big spacious yards. And in Melbourne, you have a much wider mix of housing. Think more condos, townhomes, and also smaller homes. This brings the overall median price down. So here's the real truth. In Rockledge, your dollar buys you more space and a traditional suburban lifestyle. You're ultimately paying for the yard and the quiet street. In Melbourne, your dollar buys you location and access. You're paying to be closer to the beach and to walk to restaurants. It's not about one being cheaper, it's about what you're prioritizing. And if trying to navigate these different housing markets feels overwhelming, you can book a call with me directly by clicking the link in the description below. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Now, your lifestyle isn't just your house. It's what you do on the weekend. And when it comes to having fun, both Melbourne and Rockledge offer two totally different but equally great options. So when it comes to built-in entertainment, Melbourne is the undisputed champ. If your perfect Saturday is brunch, browsing quirky shops, and then catching a show at night, Melbourne is definitely your spot. The two downtowns that Melbourne has to offer are the heart of the city's social life. You can spend a whole day in the O'Galley's Art District, bouncing between galleries and also a few waterfront restaurants, or you can hit downtown Melbourne for a higher energy vibe with its endless bars, breweries, and live music venues. Of course, these keep the streets buzzing. And there's always something going on in downtown Melbourne. You got festivals, you got 5K runs, you got farmers markets every now and again, and of course, the beach. From most of Melbourne, you're just a quick hop over the causeway from the beach. That access is a huge lifestyle perk. Being able to go for a quick surf before work is a luxury that's hard to beat. Melbourne gives you that classic Florida beach life with no questions asked. Now let's talk Rockledge. A common complaint is that it doesn't have a central walkable downtown like Melbourne does. And that's true, but saying there is absolutely nothing to do in Rockledge means you're missing the point. Rockledge's fun is built around nature and proximity. As I mentioned, the Indian River is the main attraction. It's a paradise for anyone who loves the outdoors. You can spend your weekends kayaking, paddleboarding, fishing, or even boating. The city also has fantastic parks like the huge McKnight Family Sports Complex and the beautiful trails at the Crickshank Sanctuary. Plus, you can often watch rocket launches right from your backyard, a truly unique Space Coast perk. And also, Rockledge's other superpower is its incredible central location. I call it the launch pad lifestyle. While the town itself is quiet, you are literally minutes away from everything. You're a 5-minute drive from the upscale shopping and dining at the avenues of Viera. You're also a short drive from the historic, charming Cocoa Village and its own set of theaters and restaurants. And yes, you're still only 15 to 20 minutes from the beach. So here's my take. Melbourne is like living in an apartment right above a great restaurant. The fun is at your doorstep. Rockledge is like having a quiet house just down the street. You get peace and quiet at home, but you can easily walk over and enjoy the restaurant whenever you feel like it. You get to enjoy it all without having to live in the middle of it. And for some, that's a plus. For most of us, our daily commute is a huge part of our lives. In this category, both Melbourne and Rockledge are great, but for slightly different reasons based on where they sit in the Brevard County area. First, understand that the entire Space Coast is one big connected economy driven by aerospace, defense, and also tech. Major employers like L3 Harris, Northrop Grumman, Embraer, SpaceX, and also Blue Origin are the backbone of the region. Oh yeah, and we can't forget the big healthcare industry. But what's the good news? Well, guess what? The good news? Both cities are fantastic home bases for these jobs. So it really doesn't matter which area you choose. Melbourne is where many of these companies are physically located. L3 Harris has a massive campus there, and the Melbourne Orlando Airport is a hub for aerospace companies like Brevard. And if you work with one of them, living in Melbourne could mean a ridiculously short commute for you. Its location in the southern part of the county also works well for jobs in Palm Bay as well. Plus, having the airport right there is a huge perk for travel. So Rockledge, on the other hand, wins on its killer central location. Think of Brevard County as one long street. Melbourne is a great destination at the south end, while the Space Center is on the north end. Rockledge is perfectly placed right in the middle of the street, with on-ramps to the two main expressways, I-95 and also US 1. This makes it the ultimate commuter town. So from Rockledge, you can head north or south with equal ease. In my experience, that direct highway access was always a game changer, and it often makes the drive faster than navigating city traffic from deep inside of Melbourne. This central location also works for weekend trips. Both cities are only about a 45-minute to an hour's drive from Orlando International Airport, and also you're really close to all the theme parks. Think Universal Studios, think Disney World, think Legoland, and the famous International Drive. Living in Rockledge makes that trip easy. So ultimately, it comes down to where your job is. If you work in or south of Melbourne, living there might be the quickest commute. But if your job is up north, or if you and your partner work in different parts of the county, Rockledge's launchpad location offers a level of flexibility that's tough to beat. So after living in both, and looking at everything from home prices to the vibe on a Saturday morning, I've reached a very clear conclusion. It's not that one city is better, it's that they are right for different people in different stages of life. So who are the types of people that should choose Rockledge? You should choose Rockledge if you're a family or planning to be one, and your top priorities are safety, community, and space. It's also for you if you want that classic suburban experience. Think quiet streets, good schools, and also a big backyard. Rockledge is for the person who values a peaceful home base, but still wants to be a short drive away from all the action, such as the restaurants, shopping, and even the beach. And if you want the best of both worlds, the ability to tap into the energy of Viera or Melbourne, and then retreat back to your quiet sanctuary in Rockledge, Rockledge is for sure your answer. And you should choose Melbourne if you're a young professional, single, or a couple that thrives on social energy. It's for you if your idea of great location is being able to walk or bike to a coffee shop or even a brewery. If getting to the beach in 10 minutes flat is your top priority and you want to be surrounded by vibrant arts and culture, then Melbourne is the clear winner. You should choose Melbourne if you don't mind a faster pace in exchange for tons of entertainment and dining, and it's gonna be all right at your fingertips. It's for the person who wants to live in the action and not just visit it. And if you're still not sure which of these sound right for you, or you want to talk your way through it one-on-one, I put a link in the description below where you can book a call with yours truly. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. So, there you have it, the real story on living in Rockledge versus Melbourne. For me, it was a surprise. I went in chasing that exciting city life Melbourne offered, but I found that quiet, centrally located launchpad lifestyle of Rockledge was a better, more sustainable fit for me, at that time at least. The truth is, the best place to live on the Space Coast completely depends on what you're looking for. Don't just go by the postcard descriptions, you have to figure out what you really value. So, I have to ask, which city would you choose? Are you Team Rockledge or Team Melbourne? Drop your thoughts and any questions you have in the comments below. I love hearing from you all, and I try to answer all of the questions I can. And of course, if you're planning to move to the Space Coast and you want more honest insights like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you'd like some personalized help planning your move, don't forget to use the link in the description below to book a call. Treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.